The Eye of Creation in K2 to 18b. The Eye of Creation in AMPK28b. The eye that watches creation. The eye that sees beginnings. The silent witness to the dawn of everything. This is the James Webb Space Telescope. Not a mere machine. Not a simple instrument. But humanity's most delicate, most daring gaze into the unfathomable, infinite cosmic abyss. An eye forged from gold and precision, suspended in the void with exquisite care. An eye capable of slicing through the densest shadows of space. An eye bold enough to coax light older than the Earth itself, light that has drifted for billions of years, into revelation. Its mirrors do more than simply reflect photons. They gather the whispers of creation itself. The faint, trembling heartbeat of stars extinguished before the first life arose on Earth. The ghostly fingerprints of galaxies long dissolved into cosmic dust. The delicate glimmers of worlds that may never exist again, floating silently in the void. Every photon that reaches Webb has crossed vast oceans of ancient darkness. It has drifted in silence for billions of years, carrying stories older than mountains, older than civilizations, older than life itself. Each glimmer is a memory. A message. A fragile, luminous relic from the dawn of existence. And Webb listens. It translates these sacred, fading rays into a cosmic lullaby, songs of galaxies breathing their final breaths, songs of stars that lived brilliant, quiet lives, songs of worlds wrapped in unbroken, alien silence. With every beam it deciphers, with every shadow it unmasks, Webb becomes more than an observatory. It becomes the universe's poet, writing truth in the delicate, ancient language of starlight. Its mission, buried in neat rows of sterile technical reports, transforms into poetry in motion, to reveal the hidden mechanics of distant worlds, to trace the forgotten histories of galaxies, to guide humanity toward understanding its place in the vast, intricate tapestry of the cosmos. K2 to 18b. A world of possibility. K2 18b. The distant lantern of possibility. Recently, Webb turned its golden gaze toward a quiet, unassuming star, 120 light-years away, a soft beacon glowing in an endless ocean of darkness. No one anticipated what would emerge from that ancient, silent light. For the first time in human history, Webb captured unmistakable signatures of carbon-based molecules, the sacred elements that cradle life on Earth, floating freely in the atmosphere of a distant world. That world is K2 to 18b, a planet 8.5 times the mass of Earth, nestled safely within the habitable zone of its star, a narrow ring of gentle warmth where vast oceans might shimmer beneath alien skies. Webb unveiled a world wrapped in a thick, hydrogen-rich atmosphere, threaded with carbon compounds, methane, carbon dioxide, and other complex molecules, each a whisper of chemistry older than human comprehension. Could it cradle alien oceans? Could life be whispering beneath those swirling clouds? Long before Webb, Hubble had hinted at possibilities. Traces of water vapor, delicate fingerprints of hydrogen drifting through the air. But Webb went deeper. It peeled back the veil, decoded ancient starlight filtering through the planet's clouds, revealing chemical symphonies older than civilizations. The results were extraordinary. Signs of complex carbon chemistry, a stable, balanced atmosphere, and no trace of ammonia, a rare clue hinting at long-term stability. Then came the most electrifying discovery: possible traces of dimethyl sulfide, DMS, a molecule produced on Earth solely by living organisms. If confirmed, this single molecule could rewrite humanity's understanding of life across the cosmos. The signal is faint, delicate, a fragile murmur drifting across the cosmic void. Yet even this whisper opens a door humanity has dreamed of for millennia. Some astronomers caution that K2 to 18b may not resemble Earth at all. It may be stranger, a hybrid between a mini Neptune and a vast ocean world, A place where horizons stretch endlessly, oceans swallowed in perpetual twilight, clouds painted violet and cobalt, and warm hydrogen winds drift across skies heavy with alien chemistry. No land, no mountains, only the sentinel in the void, three-eyed atlas far beyond Cade 2 to 18b, something else stirred in the darkness. At first, it appeared to be a wandering fragment of ice or rock, just another lonely object adrift in the infinite void, lost among countless asteroids, comets, and cosmic debris. Yet its movements were wrong. Deliberate. Subtle. Controlled. Undeniably intentional. For months, astronomers charted its trajectory, expecting minor deviations from gravitational predictions. Instead, the deviations persisted, refined, consistent, impossible to explain through natural forces. The object was navigating, adjusting its path with a precision that no natural process could achieve. Each tiny shift hinted at awareness, as if it were calculating, anticipating, reacting. A consciousness beyond comprehension. A thought existing in a realm humans had never imagined. At first, no one noticed the faint light. A subtle flicker pulsed from its core, so soft it seemed like a sensor error. But it returned, again and again. Perfectly timed. Flawlessly repeated. Not a flare, not a random oscillation, a pattern. Rhythmic. Complex. Intentional. Ancient. Each pulse shifted subtly, as if aware it was being observed. As if it knew humanity was watching. As if it were testing us, probing the limits of our perception, measuring our curiosity, our audacity, our readiness. For the first time, humanity confronted a terrifying possibility. This object did not merely exist. It might think. It might know. It might be aware of us in ways we could not even begin to understand. The revelation when Webb locked onto it with unprecedented clarity, the object revealed its secret. 3 glowing apertures appeared. 3 luminous geometric shapes, perfectly symmetrical. Each casting a steady, unblinking light across the void. Not flickering. Not wavering. A calm, eternal radiance that seemed alive. Not cracks. Not natural formations. Not an accident of gravity. Eyes. Not biological, but eyes in concept. Eyes constructed with intention. Crafted with intelligence. Perfect in geometry, perfect in proportion, perfect in patience. Staring outward with awareness older than civilizations. With knowledge older than stars themselves. Across observatories worldwide, scientists froze. Coffee cooled in mid-sip. Monitors glowed cold, blue, unyielding. Words failed. Minds raced. Hearts hammered. The entire scientific world stood still. Nothing in human experience had prepared us for this. This was no wandering object. It was a sentinel. A construct. A presence. Something deliberate. Something aware. Something ancient. And it was watching humanity. Spectrographs revealed faint energy pulses synchronized with the luminous apertures. Magnetic fluctuations danced in perfect harmony with the light. A rhythm. A code. A language older than memory. It was communicating, not through sound, not through words, but through geometry, rhythm, energy, and presence. It was deliberate, patient, and infinitely aware. And then came the haunting realization: it may have been here far longer than humanity existed. Waiting. Observing. Listening. Perhaps it had watched entire civilizations rise and fall. Perhaps it had witnessed planets form and die. Perhaps it had counted the silent deaths of stars. And yet, it had remained quiet, invisible, patient. The world collectively held its breath. For the first time, humanity understood, the cosmos was not silent. It had not been empty. It had been waiting. Waiting for a species brave enough to look up, to notice, to awaken. Three-eyed Atlas was no mere object. It was a watcher. A sentinel. A reminder that humanity is not the only observer in this vast, endless void. And now, the universe had turned its gaze toward us. Perhaps it had waited for this moment, for humanity to finally look up, to notice, to understand, to awaken. The three luminous eyes held the darkness in their gaze, a calm, unblinking, patient gaze, filled with mystery, filled with wisdom beyond human comprehension, filled with questions we were not yet ready to answer. The void around it was quiet. But in that quiet, there was a presence, a weight, an intelligence, a patience older than life itself. The cosmos had always spoken quietly. But now, for the first time, it felt as though it was answering. It felt as though the universe itself had finally opened its eyes. Somewhere, deep in the unending void, three-eyed Atlas waits, watching, listening, and perhaps silently inviting humanity to change, to grow, to rise, and to take its place among the observers of the cosmos.